Let us have the domain and range. Sa domain and range, kinukuha yung sakop ng graph sa x and y axis. Okay, meron tayong restrictions pagdating doon sa domain and range. Kapag doon sa graph, magkakaroon ng restriction kapag merong variable doon sa ating denominator. Okay, so from that, kinukuha natin yung values ng x or y, okay, para maiwasan na magkaroon ng undefined or indeterminate dun sa ating equation. Kapag merong radicals, kinukuha natin yung values ng x and y in which dapat iwasan natin na magkaroon ng negative sa loob ng square root. Okay, kapag wala namang restriction, halimbawa pag merong fraction tapos wala namang variable sa denominator o wala namang radicals, okay, so ang ilalagay lang natin is x is the element of all real numbers. Pagdating sa range, ganun din, y is the element of all real numbers. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng values ng x ay pwede natin i-substitute doon sa ating given equation na hindi magkakaroon at hindi siya magkakaroon ng undefined, indeterminate, or magkakaroon ng anumang negative sign dun sa ating square root. Yung value mismo na nasa loob ng square root ay hindi dapat negative. Okay, so makikita natin yung symbols para sa domain. Okay, meron tayong bracket or braces. Okay, x is the element of all real numbers. Yung parang letter E dyan, ang tawag dyan is yung element. Okay, and then yung R, okay, that is our real numbers. Okay, again, ibig sabihin nito, lahat ng possible x and y ay pwede dun sa ating equation. Kapag ganito ang ilalagay natin na domain and range. So, solve for the domain, we have to solve for y in terms of x. Sa isang side ng equation ay dapat y, and dun sa isang kabilang side ng equation dapat wala nang, dapat walang ibang variable dito sa isang side except kay y, and then the rest of the side, yung isang side ng equation ay lahat ng numbers or lahat ng terms ay dapat doon na nakalagay. Of course, dapat doon yung variable x. Kaya sinabing in terms of x. Ganon din sa pagkuha ng range, we have to solve for x in terms of y, in which dapat sa isang side is si x, and then the rest of the terms, rest ng numbers, dapat nandoon sa isang side na merong variable y. Okay, and then we are going to use this symbol as a real number. Okay, bakit pa natin kinukuha yung domain and range? So, for example, ito, sa isang graph ng isang parabola, kung magdodrawing si Ma'am Annie ng isang parabola, okay, ganito, and then ganyan, okay, so, from that, ang equation natin dito is y is equal to quantity x minus 2 squared plus 1. Okay? So, para makuha ang domain nito pagdating sa graph, okay, dapat titingnan mo yung mga values ng x na tatapat dun sa ating graph, dun sa mismong line. Okay, so dito, may nakita tayo na pag itong point na to, tumapat dito sa point na to, itong point dito sa parabola, meron din siya dito. Okay, meron din siya dito, dito. Ibig sabihin, doon sa tinapatan na values ng x, meron siyang point dun sa graph. Okay, then dito, and dito. And since yung graph natin ay nag-extend, okay, may arrow dyan. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng values ng x ay sinakop dun sa ating, nasakop niya dun sa ating parabola. So, magiging domain nito, and domain yan is x is the element of all real numbers. Kasi, lahat ng values ng x ay sinakop dun sa ating graph. Kasi yung graph natin ay nag-extend. Okay, pagdating sa range, okay, dapat titingnan naman natin yung mga values ng y. Okay, from this point, yung ating pinakadulo yung vertex niyan, okay, ibig sabihin sakop yan ng ating graph. Okay, and then dito rin meron. Okay, dito rin meron. Dito rin meron. Okay, dito rin po ay meron. Dito sa, sa y-axis. Okay, and then dito rin ay meron. Okay, tumapat yung ating graph. Okay, sabihin, yung ating parabola ay sumakop doon sa ating y-axis na nagsimula dito sa point na to, which is 1. Okay, which is 1 pataas. Okay, 1 pataas. Okay, so from that 1 pataas, So, ano magiging range natin dyan? Okay, magiging range natin dyan is y is the element of all real numbers such that y, 1, sa 1 tayo nag-umpisa doon sa parabola, pataas. Okay, so dapat y should be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, that is the range. Okay, that is the range in which, kung titingin sa graph, nagsimula yung graph natin kay 1. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwede maging values ng y yung 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. Kasi hindi na siya nasakop dun sa ating graph. So, ganun pagdating sa ating graph. Another example that I can give is a circle. Whenever the meron tayo center na 1, negative 1, okay, and then ang magiging radius natin is 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, then 1, 2. And then from center, 1 and 2. So, connect natin yung mga points. Okay, and makapag-form dapat tayo ng circle. Okay. And yung circle natin ay merong equation na x, okay, x minus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to, ang radius natin is 2, so we have 4. Okay, so ano yung magiging domain niya? And ano yung ating magiging range? Okay, so from this, titingnan natin yung mga values ng x na sumakop dun sa ating circle. So, gawa tayo ng boundary. Okay, boundary. Okay, and then dito siya nag-end. Yung yung circle natin, nandito siya sa positive 3 and negative 1. Okay, negative 1. So, ano magiging domain? Ang domain natin dyan is x is the element of all real numbers such that siya ay between, yung mga values ng x natin ay between negative 1 and positive 3. So, x should be greater than or equal to negative 1 and less than or equal to positive 3. So, ganun yung pagkuha ng domain pagdating sa ating graph. Okay, next, let us have the range. Yung range naman natin sa circle, okay, ay sinakop niya sa y-axis yung hanggang negative 3 hanggang positive 1. Okay, positive 1. So, ano magiging range natin dyan? Okay, ang magiging range natin dyan is y is the element of all real numbers such that y, okay, y should be, okay, dapat between 1 and negative 3. So, y should be greater than or equal to negative 3 and less than or equal to positive 1. Okay, so ibig sabihin daw, yung y daw natin ay dapat susobra sa negative 3. Okay, susobra daw sa negative 3, pero hindi lalagpas ng positive 1. Okay, so that is how we get the domain and range for a graph. Now, let us have solving the domain and the range given a equation. So, for number 1, number 2, and number 3, they are linear. Okay, so let us see kung parehas yung makukuha nating domain and yung range. Okay, sabi kanina, to get the domain, we have to solve for y in terms of x. So, sa number 1, okay, sa number 1, na-solve yung equation natin ay naka-solve na siya of y in terms of x. Okay, since dito ay y na, this is a side equation, and then the rest is nandun na sa kabila. Okay, so pwede natin makuha yung domain. And since walang restriction, di ba? Walang fraction na merong variable sa denominator, walang radicals, so ibig sabihin, ang domain yan is automatic na x is the element of all real numbers. Okay? Then next, to solve for the range, ang sabi kanina is we have to solve x in terms of y. So, kailangan sa ating equation, magawa natin ito ng paraan na dapat x lang yung doon sa kabilang side equation and then the rest ay doon sa kabila. So, we have y is equal to 9x minus 2 is equal, y is equal to 9x minus 2. And dapat 9x lang matitira doon sa kabila. So, ilipat natin si negative 2. Magiging y plus 2 2 is equal to 9x. Then divide both sides by 9 by 9. So x is equal to y plus 2 over 9. Okay, this time, wala namang variable, di ba? Sabi kanina, wala namang variable. Dapat magkakaroon ng restriction kapag mayroong variable sa denominator. Okay, but since dito sa ating given, wala namang variable dyan, though meron tayong fraction. Okay, so ang range yan is automatic na y is the element of all real number. Okay, ganun lang. Okay, since fraction yan, walang variable sa denominator, automatic na ilalagay nyo dyan is y is the element of all real numbers. So, ito yung ating final answer for number 1. Next, number 2, y is equal to 7 minus 3x. Ito uli ay nakasolve y na siya in terms of x. And since wala naman tayong fractions, walang radicals, automatic na ang domain natin dyan is, okay, ang domain natin dyan is x is the element of all real numbers. Okay, then for the range, solve x in terms of y. So, we have y is equal to 7 minus 3x. And then, lipat natin si 7 sa kabila para negative 3x ang matitira. So, we have y minus 7 is equal to negative 3x. And then, divide both sides by negative 3. Negative 3, cancel, cancel. So, x is equal to negative y minus 7 over 3. Yung negative, nilipat natin dito sa fraction bar. Okay, since naka-fraction naman siya, pero wala namang variable sa denominator, automatic na ang range natin dyan is y is the element of all real numbers. So, ganun lang. Magpakuha ng range. As long as walang variable sa denominator, okay na tayo doon. Next, number 3. If we have x is equal to 2y minus 5. Okay, so dito, okay, sa number 3 natin, nakasolve na siya sa x in terms of y. So, dun tayo sa range. And pagdating dun sa range naman natin, wala namang variable, wala namang radical sign. Automatic na ang range natin dyan is y is the element of all real numbers. Next, para sa domain, isolve natin ang y in terms of x sa equation. So, we will have x is equal to 2y minus 5. Okay? So, and then, lipat natin si negative 5, magiging x plus 5 is equal to 2y. Then, divide both sides by 2 by 2. So, cancel si 2. Y now is equal to x plus 5 over 2. So, since, again, may fraction tayo, pero walang variable sa denominator, ang ating domain is x is the element of all real numbers. And this is our final answers for this set of questions. Okay, how about if we have radicals? Number 1, if we have y is equal to square root of x plus 2. Okay, let us get the domain and the range. Okay, so paano yan? So, solve natin yan. Sabi nga natin, para kay domain, dapat yan ay, yung isang side equation ay y, tapos the rest of the terms ay nakalagay doon sa kabila. But since, ito okay na tayo, doon sa ating equation, kunin natin yung domain. Sabi kanina, hindi dapat tayo magkaroon ng negative, okay, negative doon sa loob ng square root. Okay, so ano kaya yung mga possible values ng x na hindi magkakaroon ng negative ang nasa loob ng radical sign? So, since meron tayong radicals, okay, kunin natin yung radical doon sa loob, kunin natin yung radicand. Okay, which is x plus 2. And sabi ko nga, dapat yung makuha nating values ng x dito ay magkakaroon ng buong positive dun sa loob. So, dapat ay greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So, again, dapat positive yung makuha nating values para kay x plus 2. And ano yung mga values ng x na yan? Para yung buong ito ay magiging positive. So, lagyan natin ng greater than or equal to 0. Okay, para makuha natin yung values ng x, okay, katulad dun sa kapag may equation, ilipat lang natin yan sa kabila. So, we will have x is greater than or equal to, si positive 2, pag nilipat siya ay magiging negative 2. Okay, so ang domain natin ngayon, is x is the element of all real number such that x should be greater than or equal to negative 2. Okay, yun yung ating domain. Okay, kasi, halimbawa, ang naging, sabi dito, dapat yung values ng x daw natin ay mas mataas sa negative 2. Okay, ano ba yung mga values ng x na mataas sa negative 2? Di ba? Halimbawa, pag meron tayong negative 1. Negative 1 plus 2, the answer is positive. Okay, so, pasok tayo doon. Okay? And then, halimbawa naman, ang nakuha yung values ng x naman is negative 3. Okay? Mababa na siya sa negative 2, di ba? Okay, negative 2 plus 2, magiging sagot is negative 1. Okay, from that, okay, nakita natin yung restriction na bawal dapat yung values ng x natin na mababa sa negative 2. Kasi kapag bumaba sa negative 2, yung magiging sagot natin dito, nung sinabsit natin negative 3, nagkaroon tayo ng negative, which is, magkakaroon tayo tinatawag natin na imaginary. Okay, pag imaginary, ibig sabihin, hindi yan pwedeng maging values ng x, itong negative 3 pababa. Okay, next, paano natin kunin yung range? Okay, so pagkuha ng range, kailangan value ng x dun sa kabilang side equation, then the other side must be y. Or lahat ng terms na meron dun ay lalagay dun sa kabila. Okay, so to solve for the range, okay, copy the given. We have y is equal to the square root of x plus 2. Okay, and then anong gagawin natin? Okay, dapat makuha natin yung value ng x na in which hindi siya nasa loob ng radical sign. So, ang gagawin natin dyan is square natin both sides of the equation. Okay, so maka-cancel na yan. Ang matitira is x plus 2. Then, we will have y squared. Okay, and then lipat natin si positive 2 para x na lang matitira. So, we have y squared minus 2 is equal to x. Okay, tingnan natin yung equation. Okay, tingnan natin yung equation. Yung equation ba natin, meron ba tayong fraction? Meron ba tayong radical sign? Wala. Okay, kung wala, lagay na natin dyan. Ang range natin is y is the element of all real numbers. And this is our final answer for the domain and range for number 1. Next, number 2. If we have y is equal to x squared minus 4. Okay? So, sa domain natin, tama na, nakasolve na siya ng y in terms of x. And wala namang radicals, wala namang fraction. Automatic ang domain natin dyan is x is the element of all real numbers. Okay, that is our domain. And for the range, kailangan ay x lang matitira doon sa isang side equation. So, solve natin siya. Y is equal to x squared minus 4. So, ilipat natin si negative 4 doon sa kabila, magiging y plus 4 is equal to x squared. Okay, and then, di ba dapat x lang matitira dito and matatanggal yung squared na yan? And para mawala yung squared, anong gagawin po natin? Ang gagawin natin is square root natin both sides of the equation para ma-neutralize. Okay? Maka-cancel yan, and ang matitira is x is equal to the square root of y plus 4. So, ano kaya mga values ng y? Okay, na kapag pinag-plus natin kay 4, ang magiging sagot ay palaging positive. Kasi iniwasan natin magkaroon ng negative. So, again, kunin mo yung radicand, we will have y plus 4, then dapat siya ay mas malaki dapat sa 0. Kasi kapag bababay sa 0, magkakaroon ng negative. So, lipat lang natin si positive 4 sa kabila, magiging y is greater than or equal to negative 4. So, ang ating magiging range is y is the element of all real numbers, okay, such that y should be greater than or equal to negative 4. And this is our final answer. Ito and ito. Okay, next is example number 3. If we have x squared plus y is equal to 9. Okay, so to solve for the domain again, we are going to solve for y in terms of x. So we will have x squared plus y is equal to 9. Then, y lang dapat matitira dito. So, ililipat natin si x squared dun sa kabila. Y is equal to 9 minus x squared. Okay, and then, pagdating sa value ng y, wala tayong fraction, wala tayong square root dyan, radical sign. So, automatic na ang domain natin is the x is the element of all real numbers. So, this is our domain. Next, for our range, okay, we have to solve this equation. We have to solve for x in terms of y. So, from this, we have x squared plus y is equal to 9. Then, we have x squared is equal to 9. Si y, lipat natin sa kabila, magiging minus y. So, we have x squared is equal to 9 minus y. And since meron tayong squared, anong gagawin natin? Of course, para mawala ang squared, i-square root natin both sides of the equation. So, cancel, cancel. So, x is equal to the square root of 9 minus y. Ano kaya yung mga values ng x dito? Okay, in which, yung makuha nating 9 minus y ay magiging positive. Okay, so, kunin natin yung radicand which is 9 minus y and it should be greater than or equal to 0. Dapat mas malaki yung makukuha nating 9 minus 1 sa 0 para maging positive. Okay, so to solve for this, lipat natin si 9 dun sa kabila. Okay, magiging 9, magiging negative, negative y. Kaya natin na negative y greater than or equal to, si 9 magiging negative 9. Or, pwede rin natin ilipat si y dun sa kabila. Okay, pwede rin yon. Okay, and then, from this, divide both sides by negative 1, negative 1. Okay, please be reminded also na whenever na tayo ay nag-divide na merong inequality, yung inequality natin ay magbabago ng direction. So, from greater than, siya ngayon ay magiging less than or equal. So, mga cancel na yan. So, y is greater than or equal to negative 9. So, ibig sabihin daw, dapat yung values ng y daw natin is mas malaki dapat sa positive. Okay, it should be positive. Okay, kasi negative 9 divided by negative 9 magiging positive 9. So, dapat daw yung y ay mas maliit kaysa sa positive 9. Ano ba yung mga numbers na mas maliit kay 9? Okay, so, dapat yung magiging values daw natin is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. Okay, pababa. Kasi less than or equal to 9. Okay, halimbawa, tumaas tayo ng 9, which is 10. Okay, isubstitute natin siya doon sa y. Okay, 9 minus 10, the answer is negative 1. Okay, kahit 11, 9 minus 11, that is negative 2. Okay, from that, nagkaroon ng negative dun sa loob ng radical sign. Okay, so dapat yung values daw ng sa y is dapat mas mababa sa 9. So, ano magiging range natin dyan? So, magiging range natin is y is the element of ordinal number such that y should be greater than or equal to 9. And this is our final answer. Okay, the next thing is, how about if we have equations in fraction form? Okay, so number 1, we have y is equal to 3 over x plus 7. As we remember, sa restriction, magkakaroon tayo ng restrictions kapag meron tayong fraction and merong variable dun sa denominator. And dapat makuha natin yung values ng x or do sa values ng y in which hindi dapat tayo magkaroon ng undefined or indeterminate. Okay, as you recall, undefined, ang ibig sabihin niyan is a over 0. Dapat pagdating sa denominator, wala tayong makukuhang that is a over 0. Okay, dapat wala tayong makukuhang denominator na equal sa 0. So, dapat dito sa ating equation, maiwasan natin yung value ng x na hindi magiging 0 yung denominator. Okay? So, from that, ang gagawin natin is, ang concern lang natin dito is yung denominator. If we have 3 over x plus 7, kung natin denominator which is x plus 7, and then equate natin siya sa 0. And then, solve for x now. So, we have x is equal to positive 7. Lipat natin sa kabila, siya ngayon ay magiging negative 10. Okay, anong ibig sabihin niyan? Ang ibig sabihin niyan, dapat ang value ng x daw natin dito ay hindi dapat maging 7. Okay, kasi once na yung x natin dyan is negative 7, okay, magkakaroon ng 0 sa denominator kasi negative 7 plus 7 is equal to 0 and yun ay magiging undefined. So, ano magiging domain natin? Ang domain natin dyan is x is the element of ordinal number such that si x daw ay hindi dapat equal kay negative 7. Okay, and then this is our final answer. So, ganun lang. Dapat, ang value ng x daw natin is hindi magiging negative 7. Okay? So, yung domain natin, diniretso na natin kasi nasolve na natin yung y dito in terms of x. Okay, next, how about the range? Okay, to get the range, dapat x lang matitira doon sa isang side ng equation. So, from this, so we have y is equal to 3 over x plus 7. Then, isolve natin. Okay, isolve natin. So, magkakaroon tayo ng, okay, multiply both sides by the denominator para mawala yung ating fraction. So, x plus 7, then x plus 7. Okay, and then distribute, then ito rin maka-cancel na yan. So, we will have y times x plus 7 is equal to 3. Okay? So, and then, kailangan x lang matitira dito. And then, divide natin by y. Para mawala na si y dito. So, magkakaroon tayo ng x plus 7 is equal to 3 over y. And para tuloy yung x na lang matitira dito, ilipat natin si 7 din sa kabila. So, magiging x is equal to, okay, x is equal to 3 over y minus 7. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, check natin. Dito sa negative 7, wala tayong problema kasi whole number. Wala namang fraction, wala namang tayong radical sign. Okay, pero dito sa first term natin, 3 over y. So, wala naman tayong i-add, wala naman tayong i-subtract, or wala naman tayong i-multiply kay y. Tanging y lang. So, again, anong value dapat ang iniiwasan natin sa denominator? So, iniiwasan natin na magkaroon ng 0. So, ibig sabihin, dapat hindi 0 yung y. So, ano magiging range natin? Ang range natin dyan is y is the element of all real number. So, lahat daw ng y ay pwedeng maging anong number such that y should not be equal to 0. And this is our final answer. Okay? And that is for the domain and the range. Next, example number 2. How about if we have 11, y is equal to 11 over 2x minus 1. Okay, so from this, yung equation natin ay nakasolve na siya ng y in terms of x. So, kunin na lang natin agad yung domain by getting the denominator which is 2x minus 1. Then, equate mo yan sa 0. Okay, equate mo yan sa 0. Then, we have 2x is equal to negative 1. Ipat mo, yan magiging positive 1. Then, divide both sides by 2. By 2, cancel, cancel. So, x is equal to 1 half. Okay, anong ibig sabihin yan? Ang ibig sabihin yan, lahat ng values ng x pwede except 1 half. So, ano magiging domain natin? Ang domain natin is x is the element of all real numbers such that x should not be equal to 1 half. And this is our answer for the domain. Okay, this time, kunin natin yung range. Again, sa pagkuha ng range, dapat x lang matitira doon sa isang side ng equation. So, we will have y is equal to 11 over 2x minus 1. Okay, so from this, i-multiply natin to both sides of the equation by 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1 para makancel ito. And ang matitira is y times 2x minus 1. Okay, and then equals 11. Okay, pwede natin i-distribute na ito. I-distribute na natin yan. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 2xy minus y, okay, is equal to 11. Okay, so from this, okay, we will have 2xy. Lipat natin si negative y. Doon sa kabila, magiging 11 plus y. Okay, and then sabi ko nga, kailangan x lang matitira dito sa isang equation natin. So, i-divide natin ngayon sa 2y. Okay, divide natin sa 2y para, okay, makancel yung 2, makancel yung y. So, ano ang matitira? So, x is equal to 11 plus y over 2y. So, from this, alamin na natin kung ano yung range natin dyan. Ang magiging range na natin dito, ano kaya magiging value ng y para makuha natin na yung denominator is 0. Okay, so we have to use 2y is equal to 0, then divide both sides by 2, so y is equal to 0. So, magiging range natin dyan is y is the element of all real numbers such that y should not be equal to 0. So, this is our range. Okay. Okay, example number 3. How about if we have y is equal to 3x minus 2 all over x plus 1? Since ang ating equation na ay nakasolve na siya ng y in terms of x, kunin lang natin yung denominator which is x plus 1. Then, equate natin siya sa 0 para malaman natin ano ba yung value ng x na kapag sinubstitute natin dito sa equation sa denominator, magiging ano niya is denominator. So, x is equal to, si positive 1, siya magiging negative 1. Again, ang ibig sabihin yan, lahat ng values ng x ay pwede except kay negative 1. So, we have the domain is x is the element of all real numbers such that x should not be negative 1. And this is our final answer. So, please do not forget to write braces doon sa ating statement sa domain. Okay, kasi we are referring to a set. Again, lahat ng values ng x pwede dito except negative 1. And then for the range, ayusin natin. Okay, and then for the range, again, kunin natin yung values ng x in terms of y. So, to solve for this, we have y times, ito multiply na natin both sides ba yan by the denominator which is x plus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so magiging x plus 1 is equal to, makacancel na yan. So, we have 3x minus 2. Okay, so from this, distribute natin. Magkakaroon tayong xy plus y is equal to 3x minus 2. Ngayon, pagsamahin natin lahat ng merong x. Okay, para ma-factor natin siya and x na lang is matitira. Okay, so from now, we will have xy. Then, lipat natin si negative 3x is equal to negative y minus 2. Okay, and then factor natin x times, yung baliktad ng pagdidistribute, no? We have y minus 3 is equal to negative y minus 2. Okay, tama po ba? Pag multiply natin yan, magiging sagot is xy. X times y, xy yon. X times negative 3, that is negative 3x. So, finactor lang natin. So, we will have, okay, so ngayon, may x na lang tayo dito. Okay, ang gagawin na lang natin para mawala itong y minus 3 is divide both side by y minus 3, y minus 3. So, cancel. So, x is equal to negative y minus 2 all over y minus 3. Okay, so ano magiging restriction natin dyan? Okay, any values ng y pwede except, okay, so alam natin ang magiging value ng y dyan is 3. Kasi kapag 3 minus 3 magiging 0. So, ang range natin is y is the element of all real numbers such that y, okay, should not be equal to positive 3. So, this is our range.